Patrick Whitesell's career was built on Hollywood's biggest deals, the multi-million-dollar contracts, the blockbuster negotiations, the quiet boardroom victories that reshaped the entertainment industry. He was the man behind the scenes, the dealmaker, the power broker, the one who could turn an actor into a global star or bring two studios together for a billion-dollar franchise. His name rarely made the front pages, but every handshake he sealed rippled across Hollywood. Yet, for years, there was one subject Patrick avoided at all costs: his personal life, especially his marriage to a woman whose name the entire world now knows, Lauren Sánchez. In 2019, when Lauren's romance with Amazon founder Jeff Bezos exploded into public view, it wasn't just tabloid gossip. It was one of the most high-profile scandals in modern celebrity culture. Private text messages splashed across headlines. Paparazzi swarming airports. A feeding frenzy of speculation that seemed to have no end. Through it all, Patrick remained silent. A calm smile in public, no bitterness, no statement. But silence has limits. And now, at 54, Patrick has finally chosen to break his silence. Why now? That's the question the world is asking. To understand, we must go back, long before Jeff Bezos, long before scandal, back to where it all began. The rise of Patrick Whitesell. Patrick wasn't born into Hollywood privilege. He came from Iowa, far from red carpets and Beverly Hills mansions. His rise was built on grit, long hours, and a strategic mind sharper than most executives twice his age. By the time he was 40, Patrick had become a super agent. At Endeavor, he represented some of the biggest names in film, TV, and music. His client list read like the Academy Awards guest list. Actors, directors, producers, musicians, each one a piece in the larger puzzle that Patrick was quietly assembling behind the curtain. He was known as the man who could close impossible deals. In an industry where egos clashed and projects collapsed under pressure, Patrick's discipline and intelligence gave him a rare kind of respect, something far more valuable than money. Lauren Sánchez, the meteoric rise. Lauren's path was different, but no less ambitious. Born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, she grew up with a fierce determination to rise above her circumstances. She started small, working as a desk assistant at a local TV station. But her ambition burned brighter than the cameras she worked behind. Step by step, she climbed. From behind-the-scenes roles to on-air anchor positions. By her late 20s, Lauren was appearing on Extra, reporting on celebrity stories. She had charisma. She had presence. And she had the ability to turn every moment on camera into an audition for something bigger. Hollywood noticed. A collision of worlds. Their worlds collided in the early 2000s at the glamorous, exclusive events where Hollywood's elite gathered. Patrick, usually reserved and calculating, was visibly drawn to Lauren's energy. Friends recall how unusual it was to see him captivated so openly. Lauren, in turn, was impressed by a man who didn't just see her as a pretty face in front of the camera, but as an equal, someone with drive and intellect to match her own. From the outside, they were perfect. Patrick brought power, business acumen, and elite connections. Lauren brought charm, media savvy, and a radiant public persona. Together, they were magnetic, seen at charity galas, movie premieres, and private dinners where deals worth millions were struck over a single cocktail. But behind the flashbulbs, the picture was far more complicated. The cracks began to show. Patrick's career was relentless, grueling hours, international flights, crisis management for high-profile clients. Lauren faced a different type of pressure, maintaining a perfect public image in an industry that discards its stars the second they fade. At first, they balanced it well. Cozy dinners at their Beverly Hills home. Shared stories. A sense of teamwork. But the very traits that had drawn them together, Patrick's iron discipline and Lauren's boundless charisma, slowly became the forces pulling them apart. By the mid-2000s, whispers had begun. They were no longer walking red carpets together. Lauren appeared at more events alone, often without her wedding ring. And then came the photographs. Lauren spotted an intimate conversation with another man at a private Los Angeles club. A whisper, a smile, a touch too familiar. What had been vague gossip quickly hardened into scandal. 2019, the explosion. Everything reached a breaking point in 2019. Private text messages leaked to the press. Intimate, passionate messages between Lauren Sánchez and Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world. Suddenly, the whispers became global headlines. The story consumed the news cycle. Lauren was followed everywhere. Bezos became not just the world's wealthiest man but the centerpiece of one of the most sensational scandals in modern history. And Patrick? He said nothing. No angry statements. No interviews. No dramatic confrontations. It wasn't weakness. It was strategy. Patrick understood Hollywood better than anyone. He knew that speaking too soon, reacting in anger, would only fuel the fire. So he chose silence. He let the chaos burn itself out. What the public missed. Lost in the frenzy was one critical truth. Patrick and Lauren's marriage was already over. Court documents later revealed that they had quietly separated months before the Bezos story went public. Legal proceedings had already begun. But in the eyes of the world, Patrick was cast as the betrayed husband blindsided by the affair. That narrative stuck because Patrick never corrected it. Until now. Breaking the silence. Years later, Patrick has finally spoken. Not on a stage, not in a press conference, but in a quiet, professional interview. He confirmed what few wanted to believe. His marriage had ended long before Lauren's relationship with Bezos became public. There was no ambush. No betrayal he hadn't already accepted. The breakup, Patrick explained, was not the result of one explosive event, but a gradual realization that they had grown apart. No accusations. No bitterness. Just a calm acknowledgement of reality. Most importantly, Patrick dismantled the image of himself as a blindsided victim. He was not caught off guard. He had known. He had accepted it. And in a final gesture of restraint, he wished Lauren well, acknowledging that she had found a life that suited her. Timing is everything. But why speak now? As Lauren steps into her most public role yet, as Jeff Bezos' fiancée, the timing cannot be ignored. Is Patrick seeking closure? Or is this a calculated move to ensure his version of the story enters the record before Lauren takes her place at Bezos' side in the global spotlight? Whatever the motive, Patrick's words reshape the narrative. They replace the image of a betrayed husband with that of a man who maintained dignity, control, and composure even in chaos. Hollywood lessons. Patrick's story is more than a scandal. It's a lesson in how Hollywood truly operates. In this world, marriages are not just personal unions, they are alliances. Appearances are not just photographs, they are strategies. Every public moment is a performance in a play where reputations and fortunes are at stake. Patrick knew this. He understood that silence can sometimes be the sharpest weapon. That waiting can turn chaos into exhaustion. That the timing of words can be more powerful than the words themselves. The legacy of silence. For years, Patrick's silence allowed others to write the narrative. Now, with just a few calm sentences, he has reclaimed it. No angry rants. No sensational accusations. Just control. And in a Hollywood that thrives on drama, Patrick's restraint may have been the most dramatic move of all. Because, in the end, silence isn't weakness. Sometimes, it's the ultimate power.